Sometimes I feel like it's been so long since you chopped it up with a real nigga. Sometimes you forget what to look for. But I got you. Check. I'm here to come to you young niggas' defenses. Right. Shit you hear from your favorite rappers is senseless. Killing niggas for nothing is just ridiculous. I advise you smoke perp and fuck bitches. That's how I feel, so I'm saying it to you. When the fuck the snorting drugs become the player shit to do. If I'm a boss, bitch, then I'ma tell you I'm a boss. If I'm not, you might not ever find out because I roll. I gets my dough. Mic check if I'm a boss. Bitch, then I'ma tell you I'm a boss. If I'm not, you might not never find out because I know niggas. Them NFO niggas. How is it that I'm at the round table talking to the bosses and I do not get paid for sitting in an office? Maybe cause my dough don't come in the form of checks, or maybe cause my game just ain't tight enough yet. Yeah, okay, bet. I can deal with that. Any nigga that can throw me game, I can give it back. They see the grams it costs and the grams he toss. Realize I'm too big for the corner, I'm Randy Moss. If I'm a boss, bitch, then I'ma tell you I'm a boss. If I'm not, you might not ever find out. I keep that snub with them. They show me love with them. Mic check if I'm a boss. Bitch, then I'ma tell you I'm a boss. If I'm not, you might not never find out. I got work. I did my dirt. Look at they head, they alter ego got them blowed up. Tell them niggas hold up, knowing that they couldn't move weight with a tow truck. Grow up, pump your brakes, slow up. Some of y'all ain't seen wait till Cold Breeze showed up, drove up. Laid my hat down and then rolled up. Since I chopped them grams down, it ain't slowed up. Hustlers do like lawn chairs, they just fold up. I know they hated the fact that I had my dough up. Then somebody snitched on me. Well, I guess it happens. You ain't capped unless you go down with the ship when it's sinking. You slip and they singing. Some niggas think it's all about whips and blinging, chains and change. I see some things never change. Never change. Never change. Never.
All right, man. Let's get into it. How everybody doing? You already know I gotta start off with the homie, man. That's Breeze. That was out in the streets. I mean, my boy. All right. This is part 3 to Let's Start Here. We're going to get right into it. We're going to go in with the days of the week. All right, the 7 days of the week, the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 colors of your chakra, and those are your energy centers. The 7 main chakras. They're supposed to have a whole bunch of chakras over the body. This is where they study acupuncture and pressure points and so forth. All right, so let's get into it though. So these planets that quote unquote planets that they describe to us, they are like they emanate light of a certain color, and the color represents a certain frequency, and that has an influence on Earth whether you know it or not. They make up the lighting in which we see things. So they are superimposed into us and then super exposed onto us too, as above so below. This is how we will learn. This is how our ancestors had learned before us. All right, so I think it's a very interesting part of the information barrier. All right, so they consider these orbs of light day rulers. They rule in the day. The sun, the moon, believe it or not, they have the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, right? They play a very major part in our everyday lives. Okay, so the first hour after sunrise, they consider that hour under a particular day ruler, right? Particular orb, particular light. All right, so that first hour after sunrise, that'll be the sun. Then the second would be the moon. The third would be Mars. The fourth would be Mercury. The fifth would be Jupiter. The sixth would be Venus, and 7 would be Saturn. Those also turn into the days of the week. Those 7 keep rotating over and over. That's how we get the 7 24-hour time period, assigning each hour a particular planetary thing. And this probably will hold true when you see the colors that these planets are akin to, and see how the day reflects that depending on where the sun is located from your point of view, right? And they also coincide with the chakras. So Monday, moon day, is a yin or a representative of female energy. The colors are white, silvers, creams, and light grays. These are the colors for women's mysteries, protection, emotion, dreams, clairvoyance, home, family, medicine, female fertility, messages, theft, and voyage. Tuesday, Mars. Tuesday is a yang or male energy ruled by the planet Mars. Its colors are reds of all shades and some oranges. These are the colors for courage, revenge, power over enemies, higher education, endurance, violence, fast action, surgery, breaking away of negative energies, matrimony, war, prison, hunting, politics, and physical competition, leadership, and any blood healing and lust. That's Mars on Tuesday. And you see that, if you were familiar with how the hood is set up, from New York all the way to California, Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are the days of heightened police activity. So you see the police on Tuesday operating under Mars, and Mars is war, prison, hunting, and politics. You see what I'm saying? And all physical competition, which is kind of like, if you look at it, it kind of all plays into that same catch 'em if you can. All right. Wednesday, Mercury. Wednesday is a yang or male energy ruled by the planet of communications. Mercury, Wednesday colors are yellows, grays, velvets, and opalescent colors. Wednesday has the energies of mental clarity, communications, writing, strategy, divination, young people, knowledge, business, negotiation, teaching, addictions, reason, debt, fear, loss, self-improvement, and healing. Self-healing also. The day is also good for groups and travel. Thursday, Jupiter, another day of the police activity. Let's see what today brings on Thursday. Jupiter, Thursday, a yang or male energy ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance and luck. The colors are royal purple, royal blue. The day has the energies of luck, growth, expansion, generosity, male fertility, older men, masculine side of female, legal matters, health, honor, wealth, clothing, desires, men's professions, and spiritual attainment. Now you see Thursday, Jupiter had legal matters, in there. That's kind of cool. Friday, Venus. Friday is a female or yin energy ruled by Venus, the planet of love. The colors are pink, aqua, greens, and pastel. Friday has the energies of love and pleasure, peace, romance, marriage, attraction, friendship, gentleness, ease, partnership, art, music, sexual matters, affairs of the heart, physical beauty, scents and perfumes, social activities, women's problems, protection, and affairs. Saturday, Saturn, a female or yin energy ruled by Saturn, the energy of discipline and structure. The colors are black, purple, dark grays, dark purples, and indigos. Saturday has the energies of obstacles to overcome, a block, spiritual communication, meditation, life, freedom, self-discipline, protection, but also limitations to give or break energies, locating lost items and people, the elderly, ending, death, the destroying of disease and pests, constricting and those constricting you, psychic defense and cursing. Sunday, the day of the sun, is yang, male energy ruled by the sun. Its colors are orange, yellows, gold, and its day has the energies of health, leadership, healing, prosperity, self-knowledge, happiness, ego, hope, joy, strength, individuality, authority figures, fathers, husbands, protections, power, and spiritual promotion, power and fortune. All right. Now the 7 main chakras are the root chakra, number 1, started from the bottom on the way up, working its way up, is red. All right, which is the root chakra. The second chakra, which is probably your root chakra, probably be like your knees, your feet, and so forth. Right, your legs. Right, that's the root, which you're standing on, your foundation. Then number 2, your sacral. That's orange. All right. Number 3, your solar plexus. It's a little like right up in here, it's inside. All right, that's yellow. Number 4, your heart. That's green, which is also, I think the word is I forget when you switch the letters around in the word and it says another word. So heart and earth has the same letters if you switch them around. Go figure. And that's also your heart chakra, which is green. Number 5, blue, which is your throat chakra, right? Dealing with communications, which probably ties into one of those planets, and the planet is probably going to be a blue color, and dealing with communication. Your third eye, which is located right here, which is chakra number 6, which is opal, and then number 7, which is purple, which is your crown, what they call your crown chakra or your crown cressa, and that is right here, right? That's purple. And that's those are planets that are like lined up or have a planetary function or a connection inside of you. And this is how one masters their chakras and understands it from outside of themselves, right? Chakras, understanding that outside of yourself. Something else I want to bring to the table. Okay, now let's get to the colors. Okay, the colors and frequencies and shapes. All right. Let's go. Let me see. I don't know how can I describe it really fast. All right. Let's go with a circle or a square, right? A circle has 360 degrees, right? And you can get that by drawing the cross in the circle, right? And then you will see those 4 corners meeting, and those 4 corners will equal 90, 90, 90, and 90, right? 360. The square has 4 90-degree corners also, making it 360, which makes the shapes opposite shapes, but also the same from their mathematical properties, right? Now, I think 720 is the next number if you combine 360 to 360. And I believe all of these things are perfect pitch. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. 7 harmonies, which are integrated into your DNA, which is integrated into the piano, which is integrated into all instruments that give off a perfect pitch. The perfect pitch is a certain shape, right, that has those numbers, like meaning like a Merkaba, a dodecahedron, all these different things with all these numerous shapes, all these numerous angles, and when added up, they come up with a certain number that's on the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci code goes as add me to the one that came before me. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 13, 13 plus, and so forth. And those numbers, if you chart those, they turn into a spiral, and though those numbers are true in nature, we will find all these numbers true in nature, from prime numbers to all kinds of stuff. And there's a reason why I'm saying that, because later on you will get the relevance to these things, right? So now, once again, I hope I lost you. I hope I did. Rewind it and keep up. It ain't about nothing. Don't feel bad. Number 2, we was going into the numbers. We're going back to the days of the week, the chakras. I'm sorry, it's coming. It's all swirling around. Fibonacci, prime numbers. Oh, the shapes. So now the shape has a certain number, right? From the angles in the shape, right? The star of David, whatever stars you want to bring up, those angles right there, they have a number, and that number will represent a frequency. Bing! And if you take that frequency and times that frequency to the speed of light, you will get the color. How do you get the frequency? The frequency is recorded by plucking a string, bloop, and then recording how many times it vibrates per second. Right, and then that second is that number will be perfect pitch. So like, let's say 90, 180, so forth, 360, so forth and so forth. And then those numbers keep holding true and holding prime and perfect numbers. They'll give up a perfect pitch, and you take that perfect pitch number and multiply that frequency by the speed of light, and that's how you get the color. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say a triangle was has the properties of red, right? But how does it? Because if you divide it by the speed of light, it will have this number, and if you multiply it by the speed of light, it will be this number, and that's why red will be associated with the triangle. If the triangle had no, that was a hypothetical. All right. So numbers, sound, frequency, all these things play have a heavy influence on you. You are made up of frequency. They call it our blood liquid crystal. I tend to believe that when you get cut and let it run a little bit and you let it dry up, that blood gets kind of hard and it gets like jagged. It doesn't necessarily hold that liquid state anymore. Kind of holding true to that liquid crystal. Crystal in movement. We are in harmony. We are. Your name has never been said because your name is a frequency in which you omit, and then that frequency will glow in a certain color and show you which chakra you're on. There's a chakra field that you're on. To hold true to this, Loki, on Loki, the new Disney thing on there, Disney again, Loki has the new series on there, and I think season 1, he gets locked up by some enforcers of time, and while he goes with it, they take a picture of him, and it was his aura. It was his aura picture. So these people know what you don't have to know, because the people in front of you and the people that's governing it definitely know. So maybe you should start scratching and see what you can get from there. Use your own superpower, use your own intuition, use your own intellect, and see what you can get from there. It's not about thinking like that. You have a gift, you have a purpose, you have a purpose, you have a you have a need and want and a requirement in the resistance, in the resistance of life. Right? So now we're going into the language, which was constructed off of the frequency of those planets on stars. Because when you're dealing with the flat Earth, you don't have planets because they never left. We are encased in something that's keeping us stuck to Earth, holding us true to Earth. And the matter, they say, as above, so below. So if you want to study the universe, you can study the water. What we call space reacts and move like the water. So if it was a light source in water, that light source would be very blurry from the matter in between the light and your eye, and it will come off very blurry and moving and dancing and flickering. That's kind of what's happening with the stars above us. They are not planets. They are not orbs of solid matter or whatever they're trying to tell you, that the sunlight is hitting it from all these millions of light years ahead of us and hitting that and then bouncing back towards our eye. That is preposterous. And once you deprogram your cube and understand what's going on, these things will start to make more sense under a new form of understanding and how you can take power and how you can have a direct communication with these ancestors. If your ancestors are in the sky or if they're in your body, they're holding true to one another via the time that was here before us. You understand what I'm saying? So they communicate like that. Then the language, all language has came from a frequency, right? Has came from the star, and the men have interpreted the movement and the properties of the star. They see the shapes in 3D, and they do shadows. If they have a light source above the shape, what would that shape look like from the shadow form? Inside the shape, imagining being inside the shape, and then looking inside the shape and seeing what that does, understanding what they're doing with these shapes in order to render and bring forth a reality. Right now, currently watching Doctor Strange. After my third eye has been open, I start to go back and watch old movies and see what they putting in there now that my brain has an update, and it's all over the place. They are getting the alphabet, or everything is coming from the stars. They study the stars, and this is how we get our alphabet. All right. So there's a certain type of star they are using. Right now we're under the Star of David, or right, and there's a whole science on that. right? And I'll go into it a little later. But right now, happy to say that this is 20 minutes of it. Hopefully you guys get it. Hopefully I lost you. I don't care no more. Cash App going up. Make sure you send donations. It's your boy, NFOMURK, signing out. Peace. It was just 2 deers and then you probably see one right there. The crown chakra is purple. The highest one is purple. They hijack, so the evils hijack the rainbow as their own symbol, right? And now it's the complete opposite. You can tell because it's inverted. And they will have, I think they will have red on top and purple in at the bottom. And that's because they inverted the rainbow. What does the rainbow signify? The rainbow looks like a bridge, right? Because once you understand the 7 colors, they understand the frequency in which you on, it will catapult you into the other side, the deaf side. And it's really not, it's just transitional. It's transition. You're just following the energy. You're following the light. You're understanding it. You're governing it. So the rainbow, they hijack that. This is all evil doers. They're operating in a negative sense of how everything works and comes together. So if we are on Nate time, we're going to be moving backwards and from the limitless of what we don't understand, right? Once again, I'm trying to lose you. So if I lost you, good. Rewind it and try to keep up. The next thing is the colors. Where do they come from? These things have a shape. The chakra is called in India the spinning wheel, right? The spinning wheel. Because remember, this is energy, so it's moving fast, right? So now these, all right, every shape has a mathematical property from the angles that the shape has in it, right? We also have to learn to start to meditate on shapes and see them in a 3D way, and then be able to see yourself inside the shape, outside the shape, look at the shadows. This is how they do, this is how they work it. And there's so much stuff that's coming from one thing that they 3D, they went in and went out and did all that and grabbed all the social cues from that. You see what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to operate like that. We have to learn those chakras, those days, those weeks, and how to energize them and how to bring our magic into fruition. That's what they call the magic, is your existence and your will. You're something that's inside your mind that now comes out as your creation. That's magic. You see what I'm saying? You're turning nothing into something. That's magic. You're not a worker. You a boss. You know what I mean? So what I was saying before that, though, the chakras, get into the chakras. What it means, a spinning wheel, the light. All right, okay, so the frequency, sounds and numbers come together as a sound and angles and shapes come together as a frequency. The frequency is registered as a sound. Frequency is a chord being plucked and how many times it vibrates per second, right? So at perfect pitch, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Those are perfect pitch, and those have a number, and that also have a shape. And then that shape, if you times that perfect pitch by the speed of light, you would get the color of that shape. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you're going for, a 6-pointed star, which will probably have, I don't know, we do the math, and we come up with like 580 or 720 or something like that. And that might be like, let's say red. I don't know, right? But when you pluck it on a cord, it will, boom, 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 and you times that number to the speed of light, and that is what color that shape would bring into fruition. A shape can bring colors into fruition. So now when the men and women that call themselves witches and warlocks and magicians and directors and movie makers and all that, this is where the magic begins, and this is all that. These are the people, they're playing on your ignorance. They're playing on your slumber. You see what I'm saying? We gotta wake up and partake and be part of the all. This is why I'm doing this. So this would these stars have that's why Mercury, Venus, this is why they coincide with planetary things, because once again, when you go into the round earth, flat earth, they don't have planets. That's not everything you're taught is upside down and wrong. There are not planets. There's orbs of light. Those are like stars. That's not the sunlight hitting Mars and making it glow red when we see it. It's not the sunlight hitting Venus making it glow this, and that's X amount of miles away, and carrying on like that. That's not true. Don't let them trick you. And every time you do that, your imagination will keep going into these little weird swifts and diffs, and you blah, blah, blah past that part to get to the other little fact you think you know. Everything is wrong. It's wrong. Those are energy centers that behave like gods, because they're understanding it, and they're interpreting its movements and frequency, and understanding where it classifies and where it goes. And this is how you get numerology, and the other one, astrology. And this was when people die, they go, oh, the numbers, he was under the planet Mercury, what day was it? And you could do all that because we can't predict it. It only makes sense after it happens, because Mercury, you see all the attributes that Mercury has, you see all the attributes that Mars has, you see all the attributes that Venus has, you see the attributes. So these are all different things. So if somebody was to die of technology and this and this and that on their day, like, it gets deep. It gets deep. I was going to do one on Kobe Bryant. When Kobe died, I wanted to talk about the little bit of information that I was seeing all over the internet and bring it to y'all. And that brought me to this term called gematria, right? We're going to talk about gematria. Gematria is assigning letters and a numerical value. Then you add the word up, and that number you can now take that numerical word value and replace it with a number.